Hi, during this video I'm going to be sharing with you how I am combining Collagraph printing and gel plate printing. So I will talk you through how I've created this Collagraph block and how I'm using it on the gel plate to create this multi-layered one pull print. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Please drop me a comment below, let me know what you think. If you would like to sign up to my newsletter, I will also include a link in the description if you are interested in my in-person course or my online workshop. So let's get printing. So today I'm going to be explaining to you how I've created this Collagraph block to use on the gel plate and what materials I've used to create it. But firstly, I just wanted to explain a little bit about the difference between a more traditional Collagraph plate as opposed to the one that I've built for the Gelli plate. So this is a more traditional Collagraph plate, and you can see the textures are very low relief and there is a lot of kind of fine detail because you're rubbing the ink into those grooves to create the marks and textures on the plate, on your print. Whereas when we're using it on the Gelli plate, those fine marks are not going to get picked up from the gel plate because we're not running it through a press. So what I've done with here, you can see to begin with, I have just got some simple kind of petal shapes. I've got bubble wrap that I've just cut out in a circle for the centre. I've got corrugated card, so just a piece of corrugated card. Again, just made a little small template of a petal shape to cut the corrugated card out. For this texture here, this is printer's scrim. So this is something we use in printmaking to kind of wipe away excess ink, and you can see it's got quite a nice fine texture to it. So that was that texture there. Here is just a piece of scrunched up tissue paper to create those marks. Here we have just an old pill packet, again with the shape traced in the petal shape. Here we have just a mesh, a netting cut into the shape. This here was just some textured wallpaper. And then this one was actually glued leaves onto a piece of cardboard. Okay, so all I've done is I've stuck those down really well onto a back of a sketchbook. So I've just got quite a robust backing to work on. So today I'm going to be using Paynes Grey, Turquoise, Tight and Buff and white, and they're all in opaque. So I'm going to begin with my Paynes Grey. I've got a small amount of Paynes Grey acrylic paint on my gel plate, and I'm using my brayer to roll a nice even layer of that paint across the gel plate. And then I'm going in with my Collagraph block and I'm just pressing it firmly, but making sure that I don't move that block as I press down. And then pulling the block from the gel plate to transfer those textures and image. So you need to let this completely dry now. What I'm doing now is I'm actually using some masking tape because I wasn't keen on those dark areas that haven't kind of been removed from the Collagraph plate. So I'm using masking tape, and I'm just using a ripped edge of the masking tape and using that to remove some of those clumpy, a bit darker areas surrounding the petals. So I'm just working my way around the plate, around that image with the masking tape, just to remove some of that paint. So I'm just using a scrunched up piece of masking tape here, again just to go around and remove some of the paint from the background and add a little bit of texture. So what I've done here is I've literally just traced the shape onto a piece of copy paper. So I've got that petal shape, and I'm using a sponge to dab on a really thin layer of acrylic paint. So I'm starting off using the turquoise acrylic and just moving that stencil, trying to hold it up so it doesn't touch the wet acrylic paint that I've just applied. And again, just moving that around to apply my first layer of colour. Now again, you need to let this completely dry in between adding more layers of colour. So for this, what I've done is I have mixed a little bit of the turquoise with the Titan buff to make another shade of colour. And again, I'm using the same stencil and sponge to apply that light green colour. I'm now using the sponge applicator just to add some colour to the centre of the flower. And again, it's a mixture of the turquoise and the Titan buff. And then I'm going on the outer edge of the central of the flower with the Titan buff. Again, just to add a little bit more interest and colour variance. You can see when I'm applying the paint, I find it easier to keep moving the plate and rotating the plate round rather than moving my hand around and keeping my hand in the same position, but I'm moving the plate and rotating the plate to make it easier for me to apply that paint. So again, once this layer is fully dry again, I'm now going back in with my flower petal template, and I'm using the Paynes Grey, still with the sponge applicator, to apply a thin layer. And I'm doing this because I wasn't sure where I'd removed the areas with the masking tape, I wasn't sure whether I liked it. I thought it was a bit rough looking, so I thought I would put some more definition with the Paynes Grey to cover those areas. So don't worry if things go wrong. You can always add another layer to kind of, to make it right. And I'm just rotating that gel plate again so I find it easier to apply the layers of paint. So you can see I've sped this bit of the video up so you can see me applying each petal. The key to this is really not a lot of paint on your sponge. You really do want to apply very thin layers of paint and build it up gradually using those thin layers. If you start putting thick layers of paint down, you're going to find it difficult when you come to pull the print at the end. So again, once this is finished for this layer with this final petal, you need to let it fully dry. So I've now applied a small amount of white paint and one tiny blob of Titan buff mixed with the white paint, and I am making sure that is a nice even thin layer over the jelly plate. Now what's important is this, you don't want to let this layer dry. So while this paint is still wet, this is then when you will lay down your paper to pull your print. but I'm just making sure that that layer is nice and even before going in with that piece of paper, giving it a good rub, making sure it's made a really good contact with the gel plate, and then adding books on top before leaving it to dry. I let it dry for about 20 minutes. I'm turning the plate over to pull the print, so I'm pulling the plate from the paper rather than the paper from the plate. When you've got as many layers, I think I've got 5 or 6 layers on here now. When you've got that many layers, it's much better to pull the gel plate from the paper. And then pulling this very carefully, slowly, making sure that it doesn't, paint isn't being left behind and the paper tearing on the print. I could feel it getting really sticky, and you can see now I'm having quite a bit of trouble really peeling that plate back. So that's why I'd gone back to that end to kind of loosen that end before removing the entire gel plate from the print. And there we have it, our final print. So there you have the final print. You can see all the layers kind of overlapping, and there's some really nice detail there. It was nice to see the different petals with the different textures to see which worked best for future prints. But then as I looked at it, I just felt there was something missing. So here I'm using a Uni-Ball Signo broad white pen. This could have been done much quicker, but my impatience, you really need to let this print dry overnight. When people say, oh, my white pen, my Posca pen or my white gel pen isn't working, it's normally because you've not let the print dry. You don't want any moisture in that paper. Now, I must have left this about 15 minutes and it just wasn't long enough. So it took me a much longer time because I had to keep going over the lines. The pen kept stopped working. So I had a piece of paper by the side of me that I had to keep scribbling on to get the pen working again. And these pens don't normally behave like that. I'm really fond of these Signo pens. It was because it was my fault. It was because I was impatient and hadn't let that gel print dry long enough. And you can see I'm using it just to kind of outline the petal shapes, outline the bubble wrap shapes, just to add a little bit more detail. Let me know what you think. Do you think I should have added the white pen or left it the gel print as it was? I'd be interested to know what you think, what your opinion is. So drop me a comment. Let me know whether you think the white pen was a good move. There you have it, all finished. Hope you've enjoyed watching.